Alright. Well, I thought the camera turned off a second ago, so I'm going to let it run for a minute. Whatever music's playing, it's whatever's on this certain playlist. But I'm out here, it's a Saturday night, and it's been pretty hot all day, and haven't done too much, and I wanted to get out on the bike a little bit before I got into the garage tonight to try to complete putting some brake lines on a bike. Some Core Moto stainless steel brake lines. But figured I'd get some time out on the bike. It's summer and it's just hot out during the day. It's kind of hard to want to go out and not just spend some time in the AC. So that's what I'm doing now. But wearing my new pants I've had all season that I've been wearing over top of my jeans every day to work, and it definitely is a lot cooler. I've just got a pair of like some not khaki shorts, but they're black actually, but similar, you know what I'm talking about if I say I've got khaki shorts on. Well, these are just black. But I got those over top of, or underneath these overpants, and it's pretty breezy compared to, even jeans, so that's a big plus. I'm wearing a black jacket, which is not normal for me. This jacket was purchased as a package deal with the Ninja 400 that I bought. The guy said he was getting out of riding. I think what happened was he bought the 400 and he just didn't get a big enough bike, really, even though this is one of his first street bikes. He had a pretty long commute, so he put on some miles pretty fast, but then after that it just became a lot for him, and I can see why. I commute just 22 miles, and I have an MT-09 for a reason. I like having a smooth running bike and not something so buzzy for an extended period of time. 50 miles one way to work, and he was working a lot of swing shifts and stuff overnight, and yeah, that just get pretty tiring. He got a good fuel economy bike, but beyond that, I think that commute's just a little long for a Ninja 400 personally. But came with that. It came with a helmet and a Cardo Black Edition, I think. I've never messed with Cardo. We'll see what I do with it. Maybe I'll just leave it on that helmet and sell it as is, but we'll see. It's a large, so I just bought my girlfriend a helmet, and she, I guess, maybe just got a backup. We'll just figure that out, but we'll clean it up. Used helmet kind of thing. Typically you grab it and you go ahead and get it all cleaned up, clean the pads and the inside out, wipe it out really good, just to clean up all that. But yeah, that's what came with it, and it's just a mesh-ish jacket. The pads in it are honestly pretty bad, so I'm trying to be pretty careful. It's not near as good of padding as I'm used to with the Scorpion Optima jacket, like I always run every day. But well, sitting here, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. I'm getting toasty right now. But the bike's not. We're staying down below the yellow. Even at Nile, it's probably about 80 degrees or so. No, it didn't really cool down for me, but hey, it did get the sun off me, so that's a thing when you're riding in the summer. Shoot. Got a car coming behind me, but it's just turning, so we will probably go ahead and wait for it to be clear. There's a car with only one headlight. That's neat. There's nobody coming behind me and nobody hardly coming this way, just one car. So we'll just, we'll be patient with this car turn. But I'm probably going to go before that car in front of me goes, just because now it's pretty clear. I'll roll forward just to double check the other side. Yep, clear enough. I'm going to go ahead and go on the red. get some air flowing across the radiators and the header and all that good stuff. I've never seen it glow red, but again, I was down in the green. But after I sit and idle like that for a good minute, I try to take it easy for a little bit, let it cool down a little bit if it's going to, sort of thing. Airflow is definitely a major contributor on a single cylinder, whether or not you're going to be running hot. Sitting still, most single cylinder bikes are not gonna fare too well before they're gonna glow your header. Well, maybe if you're jetted right, but nothing I've ever had or really experienced did so well. But again, I should probably take it easy. Like I said, I've just got the Setter jacket on, and I still have my SMX 6 boots, which are pretty dang protective for everyday wear. They are technically able to be worn on the track after all. There's a mid calf length boot. They go up just as high as my SMX Plus boots, which this is probably going to be the boot I end up switching to for the track if I do get another set ever, is because they're so much cheaper. They're easier to put on by far. Less zippers going on. They just have a internal zipper and then they velcro over the top, whereas the SMX Pluses, you've got to pull a string and tighten the inner liner, the booty, and then you've got to zip them up, and then after that you've got a ratcheting system, which, yeah, they're probably overall better. I'm not gonna say that, but for the price, man, they get torn up quick. Still got a lot to give. Now I haven't switched over to the 39 tooth rear setup yet on this bike. I just haven't had time. I've got to get a few things done to get the Ninja mainly to the track, and then I'll circle back and try to yeah, I'm all over not on the gas, dude. That was rude. But I've got to end up getting that bike done mainly, and then I'll come back and really just change sprockets. Shouldn't take too much to do, and then I'll end up getting I guess I'll go straight here. This is just a weird intersection right now. Can't remember exactly how to get through. But I'll get the chain sprockets done. That's a fairly easy job. It's going to take some time to find to do all of that, but I'll go ahead and turn left here so I can circle this parking lot and come out a little easier. Just trying to look for a place to turn around here. You go between these two stop signs. one pro of not riding this bike a whole lot this summer was I just put on tires last October with Dewey, and I have mostly a fresh set of tires, and even though they're not the stickiest, the tread is pretty dang fresh, and I'll be able to, hopefully if I am able to take it with me to Hallett in September, I'll be able to spend a few laps on the track at least, so that'll be pretty cool. I know it's got the power to do it, it's just a matter of wanting to. I haven't really looked into the Hallett specifically on how long the straights are. I know some of the straights on tracks I'll be going to around here are gonna be a little long winded on the straights, which I've been made aware that on my 400 I'll probably be passed on the straights, and then I'll have to fight them back on the corners, which joke's on them, they'll be faster than me in the corners, so they'll just stay ahead. But hey, that'll change maybe. That's why I'm getting the bike, you know. Get better, that's the only thing you can do. Man, that one car that was there earlier today, just like about an hour ago, it doesn't seem like they've made any progress with whatever issue they're having. Maybe I'll include it in this video. It'll be a more of a vertical video, but it's been I don't know, a couple weeks since I was able to last ride it, and I believe I drained the carburetor. I'm not sure, but I've had issues in the past where just stupid gas around here, and it plugged up the pilot. But after sitting for a couple weeks here, no issues. I have a Fresher YUSA battery, which I hadn't had on the tender. Shame on me. I need to start running that more often, especially as it gets colder. I'm less likely to want to get out as often, which we're still a long ways from getting cold, don't get me wrong, but in general it'll be a good practice to start getting into. I also am running a white tank. I can't just jump out of that car or come underneath of it, I can't tell. This white tank is a stock tank, it's a 2017. It's in really good shape inside and out. That black tank, I just sold it to switch to the white plastics and the fresh graphics kit, which is yet to be installed, but the white tank it's pretty clean on the inside. That black tank, I didn't realize it, but at least around the top of it, it did have some rust starting, which is what it is. But I probably would not have kept running that tank myself, but I made sure the buyer knew ahead of time, and he said, yep, go ahead and get it on the way, I'll take it. So we sent it on its way. That's what he wanted. But I ran an inline fuel filter, which should have kept most of the bad stuff out, but I know on this tank and that tank, I normally fill it up into that area, and I know splashing around it would have got on that rust and rubbed across it, and I don't know, just extra risk of getting some nasty crap in your fuel lines, which, well, for this bike, fuel line straight to the carburetor, which of course the jets, they doesn't take much sometimes to get them plugged up, so. J&S headlight in this surround seems to have some light that back travels, but it does light up a lot of the radiator cap with the temperature gauge, so I can't complain too much. And I know I've got plenty of light going down the road, so it wouldn't pass the work standards where I work, of course, where I work for a headlight company. There's a lot of bezels and pieces of plastic that you want to use to have light only show through certain areas of the lamp, but this is a dirt bike after all. I think it does all right. The J&S is definitely better than the stock headlight system. That just sucks some donkey doo-doo. Yeah, we've got at least 200 miles on the season now. Showing trip A 200 miles since this oil change, and we're doing good. I'll probably still change it in October. On Halloween, I always tend to change oil on all of the bikes all at once in the garage. That way I'm already, you know, outside. I'm not bothered as much if I'm inside, outside. I've got a 60-70 pound lab that gets fairly anxious whenever the door gets knocked on, so not dealing with the door getting knocked on or opening and close is a win-win. And it's about that time of year anyways where, maybe not with mileage, but I always like to have fresh oil going into the storage and then ready to go in the winter. Or, I'm sorry, ready to go in the spring. This street is some dark ass road, that's for sure. We're just gonna putt through. It's, I don't know, not 420 like it's indicating on the dash here, which it somewhat smells like it's 4:20 o'clock for others here in this neighborhood, which is fine. Figured I'd give him a little wave. Might as well, right? The old Grant Street. And I'm not really for sure if this video recorded or not, because I've had the music turned down, and normally the volume has to be on to get the indicator that the battery is low. And I didn't charge this between the time I rode to work and back, I don't believe, so it's kind of just a crapshoot at this point. It's rough. Okay, now brake. A little less rough. I wore my RI Quantum X helmet yesterday for the first time, and I'm already feeling quite spoiled by such a helmet. Not to dog on the Shoei or anything that I'm wearing, but it's got nothing as far as ventilation goes compared to that Quantum X. That's what it's, you know, really known for. So that's no fault at all to Shoei. I've used this helmet for 2 or 3 years, and I just wanted to get a new helmet to kind of just start circulating it in, sort of, to get it into the mix. But hey, we're gonna swing by here. I got something to show you guys. Olney received in their first Hummer, and I'm gonna do a little walk around of it, because why not? That's cool, right? Maybe we'll grab a little picture of the DRZ in its all white form next to the Hummer EV. That'll be cool. Yeah. So this Hummer EV, they have to leave on the lot for 6 total weeks. As part of a dealer, I don't know, stipulation, so to call it. So as you see, I don't know what version or anything this is, but the headlight here is actually, so you got the lower portion, that's your high beam and low beam, and then you've got the upper portion where it's got like your side marker here with the orange, and then the top portion has your DRLs and such in it, and then this whole middle bar actually lights up. They call that the hood lamp, I believe, because it actually, when you open it's a trunk area actually, but when you open it on this, you will actually end up having a the hood lamp will stick to the hood itself up here and then open up. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Most people won't realize that this is actually, instead of like a separate lamp down low, it's actually got one big lamp that's pretty tall. It's one housing, which the housing is kind of in some car forms, not described correctly, but the housing is the black plastic that holds everything. And then it's got 2 lenses, of course, which lenses are hopefully pretty self-explanatory. Alright, well, we're done taking pictures here. I might start a whole new video to post whenever I start here. We'll see. I might just stitch it in and make it all one big video. Whenever I stopped the last, I turned the volume up, and it did confirm recording stopped, which means hopefully it caught everything that I rambled on about for the first 20 minutes. I'm not going to probably do any editing on the video other than stitching stuff together, because that's how I roll. Go ahead and fire it up here. There we go. Found top dead center a little better there. I'll back up carefully. I'm sure they got cameras on everything around here, and I'm trying not to do anything for them to think that I did anything to their stuff, because I sure didn't. It appears as though they got the block blocked off. The block is blocked. Oop, green light, green light. Angry piggy noises. My favorite. Well, fellas, I don't, and maybe ladies, if you happen to watch this, I don't really have too much left to say, so I'll probably end up wrapping it up here. But thanks for watching me turn your headlights on, ramble as I drive around my town here and fight boredom and do something I'm the best at, which is procrastinate as much work on getting a bike ready to go to the track till the last minute, till it's a big ordeal. Pretty dang good at that, but I've got a list this time around, and I've got to kind of organize my thoughts on which ones to start with based on the steps I'll have to take, and we'll get it done. And I'm going to take some videos on that as well and try to post them up for people to enjoy and kind of get an idea of what some of it's going to be a little bit of a advertisement, but nonetheless I will give people some ideas of what they can get for their Ninja 400 or Z400. Pretty well everything is interchangeable.